The United States has no closer friend than Canada. That's why you were my first call as president, my first bilateral meeting. And of course, my vice president spent some time living up in Montreal for high school, and so our channel of communication are wide open. As you know, we have a robust agenda today, and we're all best served when the United States and Canada work together and lead together in close coordination on a full range of issues we're going to discuss: COVID-19, economic recovery, climate change, refugees and migration, fighting for our democratic values on a global stage, and strengthening our own democracies at home. We spoke about this at the G7, but it's worth saying again. I believe the leaders of the major democracies, as leaders of the major democracies, we have responsibility to prove that democracy can still deliver for our people. There are a lot of leaders around the world who are trying to make the argument autocracy works better. Empowering the full participation of our people, expanding opportunity and equity for everybody, ensuring the benefits of growth are shared broadly. That's how we're going to win the battle for the future. So thank you again, Mr. Prime Minister, for your partnership and your enduring commitment to the U.S.-China U.S.-Canadian relationship. We're going to talk about China, and I'm looking forward to a very productive discussion.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. It's so good to see you, Joe, and it's such a great opportunity for us to sit down and talk not just about this extraordinary friendship between our two countries, but all the work we have to do together to get through COVID, but also to keep making sure we're pulling our weight around the world and making the world a better and safer place. Lots of things to talk about. Obviously, COVID and how we're going to keep our citizens safe is top of mind, but we're also going to dig into the recovery, how we move forward on creating good jobs for Canadians and Americans, strengthening the middle class, helping those working hard to join it. As we move forward, there's a lot to rebuild. We're also going to talk about climate change, and thank you again for stepping up in such a big way on tackling climate change. U.S. leadership has been sorely missed over the past years, and I have to say, as we're preparing the joint rollout and communique from this one, it's nice when the Americans are not pulling out all references to climate change and instead adding them in. So we're really excited to be working with you on that. Lots more to do.
As the President said, I spent many of my teenage years living in Montreal when my mother was teaching at McGill University and doing her research at the Jewish General Hospital there. So I have fond memories of my time in Montreal, and it certainly left me with a lasting impression about how much our two countries have in common in terms of shared values and priorities. And as the President has said, we have a lot to do, each of us, and together we can do a lot of it in addressing COVID, in addressing the impact of the pandemic on our countries, looking at where we have possibilities to work together, not only in terms of the public health and economic struggles of our country, but also what we have in terms of shared values around addressing the challenges of climate change. We look forward to working with you on that and many others. We are neighbors, we are friends as a country. And the challenges that we face not only are, as we have said, about COVID and climate change, also, as the President will talk about and has mentioned, our challenges in terms of China and Russia and what we can do in terms of working together on that. and working together in terms of strengthening and modernizing the UN and WTO. Deputy Prime Minister Freeland, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Madam Vice President, it gives me such pleasure to address that term directly to you. And I have to tell you, your election has been such an inspiration for women and girls across Canada, especially for Black women and girls and for South Asian women and girls. So many of them have told me that directly. I am so looking forward to working with you and your administration on conquering COVID, on working together to be sure our economies can come roaring back. I couldn't agree more with what the President said, that we have a real responsibility now, all of us, to show that democracy can deliver for our people, for Canadians, for Americans, and for the whole world. And with the friendship of everyone in this room, in that virtual room, I am pretty confident we're going to do it.
C'est difficile à apprendre le français, mais ça vaut la peine. Bienvenue